everybody, welcome back to another session of the Hopry. My name is Mark Starr, and tonight I'm going to share a beer with you that Big Mike sent me. So Mike, thanks a lot for this. I really appreciate it. It's by a brewery called Weyerbacher, and they are out of Easton, I think it's Easton, Pennsylvania. And it's called their Double Simcoe IPA. And the reason why it's called the Double Simcoe IPA is that it is only brewed with Simcoe hops. And Simcoe hops, one of the reasons why I'm really excited about this, they're really well known for being like real dank and piney and citrusy. Now, they didn't brew this with any other kind of hop, so much like you'll notice from the brewery called McKellar, who has like their single batch hoppy beers. That's what they've done with the Double Simcoe Imperial IPA. So I'm really anxious to try it. I always like to try beers that are brewed with one type of hop and one type of hop only, because it really lets those flavors and aromas shine. It's kind of a lesson at the same time because it teaches you exactly what those hops smell and taste like. But anyway, again, really excited to try this one. Mike, really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and bust this one open, and we'll let you know before we get started, it's right about 9% ABV, so it's an Imperial IPA, and probably going to have a pretty good bite at that ABV, but let's go ahead and bust the cap on it and get rocking and rolling. Alright, and I'll just pour a little bit there. Now, not long ago I was talking about the Hop Stupid and how I really enjoy looking at the range of color that you get from an IPA. And where that one was really light and golden straw color, I can tell you right away this one is a lot darker. It's like a burnt caramel orange color. It's quite hazy, so I would imagine they've probably not done a whole lot of filtering on the beer. Give it a little whirly whirl here just to see if we can get some head off of it. So not an insane amount, but decent enough to kind of open it up a little bit. The head color on it is a really light eggshell, kind of white, light tan color. Really kind of soapy though, soapy and tight, but not a bad looking beer. Like I said, really kind of intriguing that Imperial IPAs can really range that drastically in color, but this one's clearly on the darker side of the IPA family. So let's go ahead and give it a smell. Holy crap! Wow! Wow. I mean, this thing, so you're probably going to think I'm completely crazy here, but this literally smells like a cross between sappy pine trees and cat urine. I know that sounds funny, but if you ever smell this beer, you will know exactly what I mean. It really is kind of leaving me speechless. I will give it credit for being the most unique smelling IPA I think I've ever smelled. It really smells like cat piss, and I'm not going to say that that's necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. I have to change the kitty litter here at the house, I don't know, several times a month. And you kind of get that ammonia smell. That's really what I'm pulling out of here. Now, in addition to that, if you guys have already hit stop and you're like, this dude is out of his mind, I apologize. There is some good things going on in here, though. There's a lot of really fresh pineapple, but that's, pineapple and pine and cat urine, it's all going on in there. So, well, I'm just dying to taste it now, so let's go ahead and see what it tastes like. This is, without question, the most unique IPA I've ever tasted. And I'm not going to lie, I like it. I like how unique it is. It really pushes the envelope as to what an IPA should taste like. I get how a lot of breweries would use this as one component of their IPA, but not the only component of their IPA. But I really like this. There's almost a little bit of peach at the end of it as well. There's definitely some citrus and some really nice fruitiness going on in here. But you know, if this is what Simcoe hops taste like, I can assure you I will never forget this flavor unless I get Alzheimer's. But yeah. I mean, is it funny that I'm just sitting here wanting to smell cat piss? I feel a little bit weird wanting to do that, but this is really, really interesting. Mike, I seriously, I can't thank you enough for sending me this. This is a good time. Okay, so I'm gonna stop, you know, pining over the flavors for a minute, and I'm just gonna talk about the mouthfeel and kind of what's going on aside from just the obvious flavors and aromas. So there's a really nice amount of bitterness going on here. It's not real bitter. It's enough to kind of you know, tingle your mouth, if you will. I'm really perplexed. I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm sitting here trying to think of how I can describe this beer, and I know that everything I've said so far is probably making people go, God, why would I want to try a beer that tastes like cat piss? Well, you know what? You really want to try this beer. It's pretty good, man. I'm telling you. Well, you know, they say Simcoe is really known for their aromatic and dank qualities. I would say that they're not lying. This is clearly, you know, more unique than any IPA I've had. I'm quite perplexed, as I've said before. So with that said, I think I'm probably just going to go ahead and shut off the camera and just sit here and kind of really spend some quality time with this beer. It's the only one I've got, so I really want to, you know, remember all the flavors. I want to remember all the aromas. I want to see how it changes as it starts to warm up a little bit. I think this one's about at the right temperature for an IPA. But anyway, very, very intriguing beer. If I had to score it, I don't know at this point. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going to score this one until I'm completely done with the bottle. I want to make a fair decision. I really like it. I'm puzzled by it. So I really don't know where my score is going to come into play. But I'd like to have another one or two of these. I think this has been a good time. It's been definitely a very good time. So, well, anyway, my name is Mark Starr. Thanks a lot for coming back to the Hopry, and I just want to remind you guys, especially for beers like this, fridge the hops. Cheers.